This is 48 hours and all the CO2 is being funneled.
I want you to show me.
All right, so today I'm going to be making some mead. What I've got with me is the easy way of doing things: cold pressed fruit, all natural juices. I had a previous batch. I made some mead, and this is the bottom of it. Sorry, that's the sun playing. Then I've got my honey. I've got two different kinds. I just got this from CostCo. It's a raw honey, and then we have a lighter one, clover honey. And then I have my container. This is gonna be 3 gallons of liquid total. The ratio I'm gonna be using is 2 pounds per gallon, so I'll be using 6 pounds total. And then for the water, I want to use filtered water. It's going to be straight out of the tap. The water I'm using, nothing super special. The big concern that a lot of people have is contaminating everything. I would say just keep your hands very clean. Anything you're working with, anything that goes in it, clean it with dish soap, rinse it really well, and you'll be fine. If you lick your finger, go wash your hands again. Use a clean towel and you should be fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on the mixing. All right, I'm gonna let this sit here for a minute. Just kind of drizzle out so that I'm not wasting. All right, it looks like there's still honey coming out. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cap this, leave it upside down so that more of it comes out. Looks like there's just a light coating. I actually had some honey from last time. I just put it in the microwave to soften it up, and I'm gonna be adding this to it. This is around a ½ pound. Also, whenever you do this, keep in mind if you already apply your yeast will die at a certain temperature, so it's a really good idea to not have hot liquids or something like that. Like if you boil your fruit, make sure you cool it down to a certain point before you actually apply it to what you're going to be using. Wash my hands now. And there we go. All right, what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna set this other one back upside down so I can get the rest of it out of there. And I'm gonna go get my carboy, put a gallon of water in it, then put it down in this, and then I'm gonna shake it. So a really good tip is if you touch the faucet or anything like that to turn it on and off, I would recommend washing it beforehand, but just use back of your hand so you don't have to use what you're going to be touching stuff with. So I'm going to add a gallon of water to it, then I'm going to mix it really well. Be careful for gnats flying around in the air, because if one lands in there, it will contaminate it. Gnats are going to be drawn to the honey, to the smell of fermentation, so just be very careful and don't let them in. They can get through tiny, tiny little holes and cracks. All right, I'll be doing that a little bit more. I got a lot of air in it. That's exactly what you want. The oxygen is going to help get it started. I'm gonna go ahead and apply my yeast at this point, and then I'm gonna shake it up some more. Give it a smell. Smells like it should. That's quite a bit of yeast. And then this batch will make more yeast. That's what the sediment is at the bottom. Got some good stirring. All right, so now cold pressed apple cinnamon, since I'm making more of a cider base. Also wanted this container, and that's part of the reason I got it. You can cut down a lot on the cost of your containers if you go ahead and buy it with some other stuff. A lot of people like to do all natural fruits where they cut them themselves. I just go ahead and like to do this. Oh yeah, check that out. Now it's getting heavy. Go get another thing of water. All right, so I don't like having this so clear up here, so I'm gonna find a way to shake it and get it all stirred up so that I bring a lot of this density from the bottom up to this point. So at this point, I've gotten water, honey, yeast. I applied my flavoring and more water. Applying a little saran wrap to the top to seal it so I can shake it a little bit more. So I'll just kind of hold it here and shake it, swirl it. All right, so now I'm gonna replace the saran wrap I put on there. I'm gonna make it a little less sealed, and then I'm gonna put my rubber band on there. So I'm gonna take some saran wrap and I'm basically just gonna curl it over, put it on the edge. I don't know, I might change it, I might not, we'll see. This is gonna be so that some air can easily, some CO2 can easily come out. All right, so I've got this little piece coming up like this, because saran wrap tends to, especially glass surfaces, stick really well, and I don't want the CO2 gas to come out and pop this. So I wrapped up a bunch of this kind of loosely. I'm hoping it's gonna be tight enough so that little bugs and stuff can't get in, but it's also gonna be able to off gas some. If not, I'll just keep an eye on the top of this. And then just like that. So I've got it all around the bottom of the lip and then goes right up on the top of this to that thick part. It seems to be pretty sealed right now. I don't know how I'm gonna be able to tell if it's off gassing. I guess I'll be able to see all of the bubbles coming up the shaft here. So it'll start bubbling and then you'll see a lot of bubble gas coming up. And I may end up replacing that. I can put a nice cloth or something over it and then put a rubber band around it. But I'm gonna be trying this first to see how this works. Stay tuned for my other videos and I will kind of go through the process next. I will be racking this, so you can click the links that are popping up. Basically, racking is gonna be whenever sediment gets in the bottom of this, I'm gonna take the clear stuff off the top, put it in another container. I'll be using probably carboys at that point. But now I've got 3 gallons. That's gonna make roughly 12 bottles or so, I'm hoping, in the next 2 to 5 months, really depending. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching.